Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the scales and weight fluctuations because this is a common sort of issue that keeps arising with my clients at the moment, and I thought it'd be useful to share with you guys too. So, first of all, scale fluctuations are completely normal. Now, the sooner you can accept this, the easier and more enjoyable your fitness journey is going to be. Now, I get all of my clients to use the scales, measurements, photos and how the clothes are fitting as indicators of progress, purely because the scales can't just be your one only indicator of progress, because it's affected by a number of different reasons, and it can be affected like due to your hormones as women. Yeah, it's annoying, I know, but it can be, it's normal. Your hormones, lack of sleep, stress. If you're stressed and your cortisol levels are elevated and you're retaining more water, then you're going to be heavier on the scales. If you've been smashing your training all week and you're sore, then this means you're going to have inflammation in your muscles and you could potentially be heavier on the scales. You could have eaten late the night before, so you've still got undigested food sitting in your stomach. There's loads of other reasons as to why you could be heavier on the scales. So this is why I get all of my clients to, when they are sort of checking in and reviewing the results on a week-to-week basis, we look at pictures, we see visually how you're looking, if your body composition is changing, if you're leaner, tighter. Then we check for measurements, are they coming down? If so, then this means you're getting smaller, which is what we want, if your goal is fat loss. And then your clothes, how are your clothes fitting? If your clothes are more comfortable, they're looser, they're fitting better, then this means again that your body composition is changing, you're losing body fat, you're getting smaller, you're getting tighter. And these are sort of variables that you should be tracking and like relying on more so than the scales, because the scales can fluctuate and they can be affected by a number of different reasons, like I've just said. Now, another good way to sort of track your progress is by weighing yourself daily and working out your weight over the course of the week. So what I do is I will weigh myself, let's say for example, I'll weigh myself Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I'll add them weights up over the 7 days and I'll divide it by 7, and this will give me my weekly average weight for that week. Because when you start weighing yourself daily, you'll see how normal it is for the scales to just jump up and drop all of the time, and it can't be helped. So by doing this, it gives you the more accurate way of viewing what you actually weigh. Because if you only weigh yourself like Monday and Monday, you could have actually lost all week, but then on Sunday or on that, you could have, you could have had you could have eaten late that night, or you could have had a poor sleep, which could have affected your weight, and then your weight would have been up Monday. And you're probably thinking, oh, I've trained hard all week, I've stuck to my diet, I've done all my steps, I've drank all my water, where am I going wrong? Why isn't my weight changing? And it could have actually changed all week, but then for some reason it's jumped back up again on the Monday. But because you're only weighing on like one day of the week, it's not giving you the sort of accurate representation of your weight. So what I would recommend you do, if you haven't got a negative relationship with the scale and it doesn't affect your mood for the rest of the day, then I'd jump on in the morning after you've been in the toilet, before you eat or drink anything, minimal clothing, weigh yourself. Do this every single day for 7 days and just monitor your weight and just log it and see what's sort of going on. Divide it, then add them all up, divide them by 7 and get your weekly average. Do that again for the next week and stay consistent. If you're staying consistent with your nutrition, you're training hard, you're applying progressive overload, you're keeping your daily activity high through your steps, and you're drinking your water every single day, then you cannot be defying science. If you're in a calorie deficit, you will lose weight and the scales will have to come down, even if it's only minimal. And that's what you want to sort of look at over time. If you're doing weekly averages, you can do this on, I've got an app that does this for me and my clients, but it'll show you on a graph when you're doing it. It'll look like this. Fat loss isn't linear, it's not a straight line. It'll do this, it'll come up and down, but you want it on a sort of downward trend. So yeah, try not to get too hung up on the scales, because they will fluctuate. Like the week before you do your cycle, it'll jump up 3 to 5 pounds in some women, and then when you get your cycle, it'll come back down again. But yeah, try not to get hung up on them. Like I said, if you're sticking to your calories and your macros, you're smashing your training, your weight training 3 to 4 times a week, you're doing your daily steps and keeping your daily activity high, you're drinking your water, then you're doing everything right. You cannot, like I said, the basic fat loss principle, the basis of sort of fat loss is so easy. It doesn't need to be complicated. It's just calories in versus calories out. And if the calories you're consuming are less than the calories you burn a day, then this is going to be a deficit regardless of what the scales are saying. So if you're doing all the right things and you're jumping on the scales and they're heavier, then you're either one, you're not in a deficit through your nutrition, and I would definitely look at lowering them. Or two, it's just affected through, like I said before, stress, hormones, lack of sleep, inflammation in the muscles, eating late the night before, undigested food in your stomach, or your digestive system not working as it should be. So just consider all these factors and use other ways of monitoring your progress, such as photos, measurements, and how your clothes are fitting you, not just relying on the scales as a sole indicator of progress, because it can be disheartening, it can be demotivating, especially when you're absolutely smashing everything and doing everything right and you're just not seeing these numbers go down. Try not to get so hung up on them and use your other sort of ways of progress, and maybe even try weighing daily and see over time whether your weekly averages are coming down, because that's what you sort of want to see. Even if it's minimal changes, you're still in a deficit and it's still coming down, okay? So yeah, hope you found this video useful. Leave any questions you have below.